Hey team, today we are going to demonstrate how to warm up for our deadlifts. So there's a few exercises that we want to focus on. This, you're going to do 2 rounds of. The first exercise we're going to do is a single leg hip bridge. Okay, so we're going to jump down on the floor here. With your single leg hip bridge, you want to think about pushing through the hips, not so much through the feet, okay? So we want to think about extension through the hip joint here, all the way up, making sure those hips are tucked underneath, back down. You're going to pause for a second at the very top, reach full extension, back down, touch and go. So we don't want to think about arching the lower back too much. We actually want to think about tilting the hips forward, squeezing the glutes at the very top position, like so. Okay, so you've got 10 reps per side, 1 second pause up top, then you will switch. Where you put your foot doesn't really matter. You can have it straight, you can cross it over, or ahead with the knee bent like this, that is fine, so long as we are engaging these glutes here. The second exercise we have are good mornings. Okay, really good way to warm up the posterior chain. We're going to do this with a barbell. You can also do it with a plate if you want it to be a little bit lighter, but I'm going to do it with a bar today. So you'll set up like a squat. You'll go into your deadlift stance. You can choose to go a little bit wider if you do feel more comfortable. Otherwise, deadlift stance is ideal. You're going to hinge through the hip with a slightly bent knee like this. Now your range will depend on your flexibility, but you're going to shoot back through your hips like this, looking straight ahead, keeping your back nice and tight, getting a big stretch through the hamstrings and engaging those back muscles there as well, okay, like so. Now this top position, I'm really trying to squeeze my shoulder blades back as I lean over in my good mornings too. And the last exercise, we're going to head over to the wall here, are tip raises. So a muscle we don't really hear much of, okay, which is the front muscle here, tibialis anterior in front of the shin. This is something that we should focus on, and this is a really good exercise on how to engage them. Okay, so you can start with your hips on the wall like I am. So head, shoulders, hips on the wall, feet, deadlift stance again, and we're going to raise the front toes up like so, okay? There's a few different positions that we can choose. So then we can start to lean forward, put a little bit more resistance and tension through the front there. And then we can also lean right back. So shoulders, hips, ankles are in line together, and we can do the same thing. Now we can shift forward. If you don't feel it too much, you can shift right forward as well. So there's a little bit of room to play with in terms of how to engage or how well you should be engaging the front of your shin there, okay? That's how we warm up for our deadlifts. Good luck with that. All right, so we are going to run through a few things that we look for in your deadlifts. Now, if you think about a deadlift, we think about posterior chain. So from your neck or your backside all the way down towards your calves, okay? So the dominant muscle that we're trying to engage are your hamstrings and your back muscles, okay? So like your glutes and your lats and things like that. So the position we're going to start from is the middle of the shin. Here, you're going to have a power stance. So feet roughly hip width or shoulder width apart, that's cool. And your arms are outside your body, right? You don't want your hands too close where your knees are folding in. You want them far enough that you can externally rotate your knees. Now from here, your feet are completely flat, 3 points of contact, big toe, little toe, heel. We want to pull the bar into our shins and into our thighs as we push away from the floor, and then an extension through the hips. Now this is one movement. Shoulders are back and down, so they're not hanging forward like this. Back is always tight. I'm going to reverse the movement, hinge through the hips. As soon as I pass the knees, I'm going to then bend them. Okay, I'm still pulling the bar in towards my body, activating and engaging those lats. Push, extend, hinge, bend. Push, extend, hinge, and bend. You do not want to allow the bar to shift away from the body. Keep it as tight as possible, okay? That's how, or what we look for in our deadlifts. Good luck with that.